Welcome to the Nebraska Department of Education Nutrition Services Training for school staff working with the bookkeeping aspects of the school meals program. This training will review the basic record-keeping requirements of the USDA school meals program. This training is divided into 4 parts: participating in the USDA school meals program, approving students for meal benefits, the process of verification, and other record-keeping requirements and reports. Part 1. Participating in the School Meals Program. Information about the School Meals Program is available on the Nutrition Services website. On this website is information about the program, forms and resources, training, important dates for you to know, and specific information and records for the programs we will be discussing in this training. School food authorities who participate in the program can receive reimbursement for meals served. So as we look at the illustration, we see that USDA provides federal dollars for meals served in schools. The Nebraska Department of Education Nutrition Services distributes these dollars to schools and other institutions participating in the school meals program. To be eligible for this reimbursement, schools and institutions are required to meet federal guidelines to receive these funds. Nutrition Services conducts reviews known as administrative reviews in a 5-year cycle to ensure compliance with the rules and regulations of the programs. The federal reimbursement rates for meals are released in late July for the upcoming school year. Reimbursement is defined as the amount of money a school or institution receives each month for the number of reimbursable student meals the school or institution claims for reimbursement. Current reimbursement rates can be found under quick links in the lower left-hand side of the Nutrition Services homepage. There are different rates of reimbursement released for each program. School food authorities may choose to participate in the programs of breakfast, lunch, the after-school care snack program, and special milk program. In order to participate in breakfast and the after-school care snack program, the school food authority must participate in lunch. USDA provides reimbursement based on 3 categories: free, reduced, and paid. The difference between the free rate of reimbursement and the reduced rate at breakfast is 30 cents. Schools cannot charge students eligible for reduced price meals more than 30 cents for breakfast. Schools and institutions can receive additional breakfast reimbursement for free and reduced meals if 40% or more of the lunches served 2 years ago were free or reduced. The difference in the additional reimbursement between the free and reduced is still 30 cents. Schools or institutions qualify for this additional funding by feeding site. A question on the sponsor's site application populates with the lunch counts from 2 years ago and indicates if the site qualifies for severe need breakfast funding. Please note that while we are talking about additional severe need breakfast funding, the eligibility of this funding is based on lunch counts. More information about the school breakfast program, including additional training, can be found on the Nutrition Services website under the School Breakfast Program. For lunch, USDA provides reimbursement based on 3 categories: free, reduced, and paid. The difference between the free rate of reimbursement and the reduced rate at lunch is 40 cents. Schools cannot charge students eligible for reduced price meals more than 40 cents for lunch. There is also an additional 7 cents per lunch meal reimbursement called the performance-based incentive. When the Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act of 2010 was enacted, schools and institutions were required to complete a one-time certification of new meal pattern compliance in order to receive this performance-based incentive. Schools and institutions must continue to be in compliance of all requirements of the school breakfast and lunch meal patterns. For lunch, this includes meeting the vegetable subgroups, whole grain rich, and milk variety requirements. Reimbursement is also paid for the schools and institutions that choose to participate in the after-school care snack program. Eligibility and how the site claims reimbursement is determined by the free and reduced percentage of the feeding site. A site is area eligible if the previous year's October claim for reimbursement demonstrated that 50% or more of the enrolled students at the site were eligible for free and reduced meals. All after-school care snacks can be claimed at the free rate of reimbursement. A site is non-area eligible if the previous year's October claim for reimbursement demonstrated that less than 50% of the enrolled students at the site were eligible for free and reduced meals. The snacks served at non-area eligible after-school care programs must be claimed by the student's eligibility, paid, free, and reduced. Other requirements of the after-school care snack program include an educational or enrichment activity must be offered. This information is collected on each site application if the after-school care snack program has been marked. Participation in this program requires that 2 on-site reviews be conducted annually. The first review must be completed within the first 4 weeks of operation. The second review can be completed any time during the school year. The after-school snack meal pattern must be met and documented. Snacks can only be claimed on days school is in session. No non-school days, weekends, or school breaks. More information about the after-school care snack program can be found at the Office of Nutrition Services website. This information includes site eligibility, the after-school care meal pattern, times of operation, record-keeping requirements, and forms. The Special Milk Program is only available for students who do not have access to breakfast and/or lunch. Typically, school food authorities that have enrolled half-day preschool or kindergarten students participate in this program. These students may be enrolled in a morning or afternoon program and may arrive after breakfast or lunch. There are 2 options available for claiming special milk for reimbursement. The first option, claim paid milk only. Reimbursement is paid at the rate established annually by USDA. School food authorities can either charge all students for milk, which would be determined by taking the average cost of milk plus supplies and then subtracting the rate of special milk reimbursement, which would then provide the cost to charge for the carton of milk. School food authorities also may choose to not charge students the cost of milk, as this amount may already be included in tuition or program fees. If students are not charged, the difference in the cost of milk minus the reimbursement rate must be put back into the school meals program from another funding source. The second option, claim paid and free milk. For students determined to have free eligibility, the milk they receive is reimbursed at the actual cost paid to the vendor. Students are not charged for the milk. Milk is served to students not free eligible is reimbursed at the rate established annually by USDA. These students may be charged for milk. There is no reduced price for the special milk program. An income eligibility application that would indicate a student is in the reduced category would be classified as receiving paid milk. Additional information on the Special Milk Program can be found on the Nutrition Services website. This information includes the income eligibility application for sponsors choosing to participate in Option 2, claiming milk as free and paid. Now that we have talked about the reimbursement rates in different programs, let's move our attention to completing the annual program application. The web address for accessing the online application can be found on the Nutrition Services homepage by clicking the Child Nutrition link, abbreviated to CNP. See the red arrow on the left. This will populate the 4 bulleted Click Here links. The first Click Here link will take you to the login page of the CNP system. In order to log into the CNP system, a user ID and password are required. The user ID is issued to the person identified as the authorized representative. The authorized representative is ultimately responsible for ensuring the rules and regulations of the school meals program are followed. Typically, the authorized representative is a school superintendent, bookkeeper, or principal. If your school's authorized representative has changed, school food authorities must notify Nutrition Services. The new authorized representative must apply for a user ID. The Nutrition Services Computer Access Application and Agreement Form can be found under Forms and Resources on the Nutrition Services website. Once the form has been completed, it can be printed and emailed to Nutrition Services. When approved, the authorized representative will receive a confirmation email containing the user ID along with instructions for creating a new password. Once logged in, the screen will only have boxes for the child nutrition programs the sponsor participates in. Nutrition Services administers the school nutrition program, the summer food service program, and the child and adult care food program. You will click on the blue square for access into the school nutrition program. We are going to go through some of the main points of completing the application packet on the next few slides. For more detailed instruction, please view the instructional links under Bookkeeping Training. To start, the first step is to click on Applications in the upper left-hand corner of the dark blue menu bar. Next, you will click on Application Packet. This will take you to a screen where you enroll in the correct program year to start the application packet. As a side note, see arrow number 3 in the upper right hand side of the page. The arrow points to year. By clicking on this, you can view applications from previous years. Once we have clicked on the application package, the following screen appears. This particular example has both the site application and sponsor application completed. It has been submitted for approval to the state agency, as you can see from the information at the top of the application. It is important to remember that both the site application and the sponsor application must be completed. Many school food authorities find it easier to start with completing the site application first, then moving on to the sponsor application. Based on some of your answers in the sponsor and site applications, the system will prompt you if documentation must be attached in the checklist summary portion of the application. This information is required if you are not using the standard forms provided by Nutrition Services, such as the free and reduced price meal application, letter to households, or production records. A point of service waiver is required to be completed if the meal count is not taken at the end of the serving line. A food service contractor vendor agreement may be required if meals are provided by another school food authority or if the school contracts with a food service management company. If any document needs to be submitted, it will be listed under the checklist summary, which can be found on the application packet screen. From the checklist summary, you must check the box that the form has been submitted to Nutrition Services. From there, the form can be uploaded to the application packet. Finally, when all parts of the application specific to your school or institution have been completed, green check marks will appear. You are then ready to click the red Submit for Approval button on the bottom of the screen. A program specialist will review and approve the application to participate in the school meals program. USDA's non-discrimination statement is required for all material distributed to the public that addresses the school meals program. Thank you for viewing Part 1 of the bookkeeping training.